Here's a nice little gem that I purchased from Mount Athos in Greece. It's a pocket Greek New Testament. To give you an idea, this is the size of it. It's about 4 by 6. This is a leather-bound version. It uses the standard patriarchal Greek text of the Greek Orthodox Church. So it's not the critical text. It represents the vast majority of the text, the liturgical text called the majority text, very similar to that text position. I don't want to get into that here. To my left here, there's the soft leather version. And this was about 20 euro. It's about $25 or so. And this was a little over 100. For hand-tooled leather, this is amazing. But anyways, this is from Mount Athos, the Vatopedi monastery. And at each chapter, at each kephalion, it has these headings. The ornate Byzantine headings. These are direct scans from their monastery and the frescoes that they have. Here's one of the icons. This is St. Matthew. And each of the chapters, like I said, has the heading in it. The font is fairly readable. Forgive me for the presentation. I don't have a stand right here. But the reason why I'm highlighting this is because it's very important that we have a pocket New Testament for folks that want to learn Greek. And it's very important to have what I believe is the ecclesiastical text. What the church is, what summarizes an edition that kind of summarizes what we have always used as a church and standardize the text. This version, it was edited, I think, 1905, the Antoniadis version. Very helpful to have. The other editions that I have the critical text and some other ones, and they're very bulky, very large. You can't put it in your pocket. You can't take it with you. Anyways, I'll put the link in the description box below if somebody's interested in, having their own pocket New Testament. It's should be a constant Christian companion, so to speak. Now, the advantage of this leather, or the harder leather bound one, is the durability of it. It also has 2 ribbon markers. And I believe it supports the monks and their labors there. They did add some nice touches to it, some ornate end leaves. And the monks did this by hand. Anyways, for an investment of $25 or, a little over 100, somebody can get a very nice, durable copy of the New Testament, Greek New Testament, to carry with them in their pocket. And it's representative of the larger body of Greek manuscripts. And for me, now here's my caveat. For me, it's very important to have something standardized for memorization. It was very common for early Christians and the monks to memorize apexo, by heart, the New Testament. And in fact, there's a canon for bishops that they're to memorize the Psalter by heart, the 150 Psalms. So scripture memorization is very important. These texts pretty much distill down a standardized text with some few variations. So it doesn't have the critical text in it, doesn't have the textual variants. But our purpose of studying the text was not so much a grammatical historical study, so much as devotional. We learn these verses by heart, and we thereby acquire the mind of Christ and try to, more importantly, obey them. David said, "Thy word have I hid in my heart, that I might not sin against thee." And so I encourage you, if you can, if you're a Hellenophile, you are a Bibliophilos, you're a bibliophile and you like good books and Bibles, get a copy of this. It's fairly cheap and you won't regret it. And more importantly, if you are devoted to the practice of memorization and you have kind of a photographic memory, sticking to one Bible really helps. And so eventually what happens is you devote yourself to the text and to a particular copy. You almost mentally picture and say, oh, I know where this verse is. This is at the top of the right-hand page in the corner. And I think that's one thing we've lost with digital technology is the tactile nature of our memory. We are incarnated and not digitized. And so it's very important that we have a personal copy that we can kind of physically, tangibly, tactily hold in our hands. Like the gospel says, that which we have seen with our eyes, which we have looked upon and our hands have handled, the word of life. And so this contains the word of life, and it's good to have something you can hold and handle, call your own, and mark up, and thereby engrave upon the tablet of the heart and make it your own. Anyways, God bless, and may we all imbibe deeply from the well of the New Testament.